Hey guys, this is Amit and you're watching Tech Dad. In this video, we are going to compare between OnePlus Nord 2 5G versus Redmi Note 10 Pro, and we will discuss which one is better in camera, performance, display, body of the devices, features, communication chips, and about the prices. In the end of the video, I will tell you which one is better according to me. So watch this video till the end. So without wasting any time, let's start the video. Let the comparison start with the camera of the devices. Talking about the rear camera of the devices, Nord 2 have triple camera setup, 50 megapixel of wide camera, 8 megapixel of ultra wide camera and 2 megapixel of macro camera. Whereas 10 Pro comes with quad camera setup, 108 megapixel of wide camera, 8 megapixel of ultra wide camera, 5 megapixel of macro camera and 2 megapixel of depth sensor. So the winner here is 10 Pro because it have quad camera setup which have 108 megapixel of wide camera which can take high resolution of photos. And about the front camera of the devices, Nord 2 have 32 megapixel of wide camera, whereas 10 Pro have 16 megapixel of wide camera. So the winner here is Nord 2 because it have low aperture which can take low noisy photos in low light condition. Let's talk about the camera features of the devices. Nord 2 have dual LED flash, HDR and panorama, whereas 10 Pro have LED flash, HDR and panorama. So the winner here is Nord 2 because it have dual LED flash. And about the video recording options in the devices, Nord 2 can shoot 4K video max at 30 fps, Full HD video max at 240 fps with gyro electronic image stabilization. Whereas 10 Pro can record 4K video max at 30 fps, Full HD video max at 60 fps. So the winner here is Nord 2 because it have gyro electronic image stabilization which can stabilize your video footage. Moving to the performance of the devices, let's start with the operating system of the devices. Nord 2 have Android 11 support. On the other side, 10 Pro also have Android 11 support, so it's a tie. And about the user interface of the devices, Nord 2 have Oxygen OS whereas 10 Pro comes with MIUI, so it's a tie because both of the user interface have different UI. So it's up to you which UI you like it or not, it's up to you. Let's talk about the processor of the devices. Nord 2 is powered by Dimensity 1200 5G based on 6nm processor, whereas 10 Pro is powered by Snapdragon 732G based on 8nm processor. So the winner here is Nord 2 because it have faster processor, which gives you faster processing speed. And about the GPU of the devices, Nord 2 is packed with Mali G77, whereas 10 Pro is packed with Adreno 618. So again the winner here is Nord 2 because it have faster GPU which gives you faster FPS in games. Let's talk about the clock speed of the devices. Nord 2 can clock at 3.0 GHz based on octa-core Cortex chipset, whereas 10 Pro can clock at 2.3 GHz based on octa-core Creo chipset. So the winner here is Nord 2 because it have faster clock speed. And about the RAM variants in the devices, Nord 2 have two options, 8 and 12 GB, whereas 10 Pro have 6 and 8 GB of RAM option. So clearly the winner here is Nord 2 because it have bigger capacity of RAM options. Let's talk about the internal storage of the devices. Nord 2 comes with 128 and 256 GB of storage, whereas 10 Pro comes with 64 and 128 GB of storage. So the winner here is Nord 2 because it have faster read and write speed. And about the external storage of the devices, Nord 2 did not have any card slot, whereas 10 Pro have dedicated card slot. So the winner here is Note 10 Pro. Moving to the display features of the devices, let's start with the display size of the devices. Nord 2 have 6.43 inches of display, whereas 10 Pro also have 6.67 inches of display. So the winner here is 10 Pro because it have bigger screen size. And about the screen to body ratio of the devices, Nord 2 have approx 85.8%, whereas 10 Pro have 85.6%. So it's a tie because both of the devices have approx the same ratio. Let's talk about the screen resolution of the devices. Nord 2 comes with Full HD Plus display. On the other side, 10 Pro also have Full HD Plus display, so it's a tie. And about the display type of the devices, Nord 2 have Fluid AMOLED display having 90Hz of refresh rate with HDR10 Plus support, whereas 10 Pro have AMOLED display having 120Hz of refresh rate with HDR10 support. So the winner here is 10 Pro because it have 120Hz of refresh rate, which is great thing for a gaming device. Moving to the body features of the devices, let's start with the thickness of the devices. Nord 2 have 8.3 mm of thickness, whereas 10 Pro have 8.1 mm of thickness. So the winner here is 10 Pro because it have slimmer body. Talking about the weight of the devices, Nord 2 comes with 189 grams of weight, whereas 10 Pro have 193 grams of weight. So the winner here is Nord 2 because it have lighter body weight. And about the protective glass of the devices, Nord 2 have Gorilla Glass 5, whereas 10 Pro have Gorilla Glass 5. So it's a tie because both of the devices have same generation of glass. Let's talk about the build quality of the devices. Nord 2 have glass back with plastic frame, whereas 10 Pro have glass back with plastic frame. So it's a tie because both of the devices have solid build quality. And about the SIM options in the devices, both of the devices have dual nano SIM support, so it's a tie. Moving to some of the most important features of the devices, let's start with the fingerprint scanner of the devices. Note 2 have under display fingerprint scanner, on the other side 10 Pro have side mounted fingerprint scanner. So the winner here is 10 Pro because it have a physical scanner which is faster than under display fingerprint scanner. And about the sensors in the devices, Note 2 have accelerometer, gyroscope, proximity and compass, whereas 10 Pro have accelerometer, gyroscope, proximity and compass, so it's a tie. Let's talk about the battery capacity of the devices. Note 2 have 4500 mAh of battery capacity, whereas 10 Pro have 5020 mAh of battery capacity. So the winner here is 10 Pro because it have bigger battery capacity. Let's talk about the charging speed of the devices. Note 2 have 65 watts of fast charging, whereas 10 Pro have 33 watts of fast charging. So the winner here is Note 2 because it can charge up your device faster. Let's talk about the loudspeaker of the devices. Note 2 comes with stereo speakers, whereas 10 Pro have stereo speakers too, so it's a tie. And about the headphone jack of the devices, Note 2 did not have any 3.5mm of headphone jack, whereas 10 Pro also did not have, so it's a tie. Moving to the communication chips in the devices, starting with the WLAN of the devices. Both of the devices comes with Wi-Fi AC, dual band Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi direct and hotspot, so it's a tie. And about the Bluetooth version of the devices, Note 2 have 5.2 generation of Bluetooth, whereas 10 Pro have 5.1 generation of Bluetooth. So the winner here is Note 2 because it have newer generation of Bluetooth. Let's talk about the positioning chips in the devices. Note 2 have dual band AGPS, GLONASS, Galileo, BDS and other chips, whereas 10 Pro have AGPS, GLONASS, Galileo and BDS. So the winner here is Note 2 because it have many chips. And about the USB connectivity of the devices, Note 2 comes with 2nd gen of Type-C connector with OTG support, whereas 10 Pro also have 2nd gen of Type-C connector with OTG support, so it's a tie. Moving to the price of the devices in the international market, Note 2 is around $300, whereas 10 Pro is available from $250. In the Indian market, Note 2 have starting range from 28,000 rupees, whereas 10 Pro is available from 17,500 rupees. So the conclusion of the video is, in the camera the winner here is Note 2, in the performance the winner here is Note 2, in the display the winner here is 10 Pro, in the body segment the winner here is Note 2, in the features of the device the winner here is Note 2, in the communication chips it's a tie, and about the prices the winner here is Note 2. So the decision is totally yours which device you like the most so far, and let me know in the comment below what do you think which device is better for you. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you like our content, please like our video, share this video and subscribe to our channel. Comment what you thought in the comment below. If you're watching this video on Facebook, please like our page TechDad. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, here's my Instagram ID on the screen. This is Amit and I will see you guys in the next one. Till then, bye.